Hello and very welcome to Erik Penser Bank. My name is Klas Palin and I'm a healthcare equity analyst at the bank. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Francois Martelet, CEO of Oasmia. Very welcome, Francois.
Good morning, Klas.
Morning. I would like to start off with a follow-up on your latest press release. And maybe you can give us some background to the transaction that you are transferring your Nordic and Baltic rights of Apelia to Intervju.
Yes, certainly, which probably doesn't appear to you as a big surprise. I mean, clearly, we have tried to launch Apelia in the Nordics back in during the winter of last year, and clearly, we've been halted by the pandemic situation. Although we have recorded initial sales in Finland, but to a very limited extent. And then, the pandemic situation continued to prevent us to properly detail Apelia towards physicians. And then, we have reevaluated internally the situations, where does it make sense, to put our money for the best interest of our shareholders. And clearly, given the fact that Intervju has already, the European rights of Apelia through the deal with Elevar, it did make sense, to transfer the rights of Apelia in the Nordics/Baltics as well to Intervju. I mean, clearly, this is I believe, a reasonable strategic decision that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And this transaction, will it have any short-term effects on your income statement or the balance sheet? Do you have an inventory of Apelia today?
First of all, this transaction will free up, up to 5 million Swedish kronor per year in terms of cost savings, which is reasonably significant. And then with regard to the inventory, it will be gradually sold to Elevar. So expect this process to start from now on. Now, I have to say as well that Intervju, we have transferred the full MAH, so the marketing authorization holder has now been fully transferred to Intervju. And yes, it did take some time, that I certainly acknowledge, because it's a three-lateral kind of agreement between Elevar, Intervju, and Oasmia. But now it's done. So now we can certainly expect Intervju delivering sales of Apelia starting from the last quarter of this year onwards.
Okay, could you say anything which countries that could be the first one out?
Well, we know that Germany is the first target of Intervju, and that will be the case, yes.
Okay, perfect. And besides Apelia, what are the Oasmia team main focus at the moment?
Yeah, as I said a couple of times, we continue to focus our activities on M&A and or licensing in. As you can imagine, this is a time-consuming process. We are fully in it. At the same time, we are making sure that Cantrixil, our last acquisitions through the string of pearls strategy done back in March, will be ready to enter into a phase 2 starting at the beginning of next year. So we are working on a number of steps such as a global advisory board, clinical design, supply agreement. So that also is a significant part of our workloads. And then, of course, we have Axel Misseler that is now in phase 1B with the Swiss Cancer Research Group. And then, of course, we are clearly having regular interactions and meetings with Elevar in order to monitor the progress of the start of the clinical trials with regard to Apealea in the US, such as the PK study and the phase 3.
And you also talked about this string of pearls strategy, or perhaps further licensing and perhaps buying assets. How is the climate for doing transactions at the moment?
Super hot.
Super hot.
Super hot. That means that, of course, I mean, we are facing competitors in order to acquire, we are facing the same targets, all of us, small biotech, big biotech, small pharma, big pharma. But I'm confident that with our process internally, with our level of expertise internally, we will get there. That means we will move to the second pearl of that strategy fairly soon.
Sounds exciting. And lastly, for the rest of the year, what news flow could we expect from Oasmia in 2021?
So clearly, the progress will be released with regard to the initiation of the phase of the clinical trials with regard to Apealea in the US. So that's one part. Two, we can expect a reasonable progress with regard to the phase 1b, docetaxel micellar. 3, as I said earlier, Cantrixil, we need to make all the prerequisites in order to start the study really at the beginning of next year. And above all, as a kind of a glue to that strategy, obviously M&A and or licensing in.
Okay.
That I can't disclose any further, of course, as for reasons you will easily understand.
Yeah. Sounds very good. Thank you so much, Francois, for the interview.
Thank you, Klas. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.
Have a nice day. See you.
Bye-bye.